Okay, YouTube. Finn Newgen back with another video. Another long form piece today where I'm wanting to talk a little bit around morning routines. Now, I have tried and tested many morning routines. Some that have worked quite well for me, some that have not worked quite well for me. And I'm in one right now which is very effective. It serves a purpose towards my goal, helps me achieve ultimate performance throughout the rest of my day. So what I want to talk about here is what is a morning routine, why they can be effective, how you can create your ultimate morning routine, give you an example of mine, and then we will go on to a little bit of a self-reflection of your current morning routine to see if we can eliminate any things in which we are doing, in which are taken away from the things in which we could be doing that are high leverage and that will be effective and help you work and progress further towards your goal. You get a lot of people on YouTube. I've seen some that are very anti morning routine and some that feel like morning routines can be very effective. I truly believe that everyone has some form of morning routine, whether that's get up and work straight away like a lot of these guys do. They're very anti morning routine, but realistically if they're getting up, heading straight to work and ticking off the most important parts of their day first, and that is still somewhat of a morning routine, because they will still have a list, they will still have a schedule in which they go through and tick the boxes off one by one. Or you get people like me, which realistically I do need a few hours to really kind of wake up and get my brain function kicking in prior to going into that first work block of the day. So there's things in which I do throughout my morning routine in order to help me with that focus, that productivity and that energy going into my work. So firstly, what is a routine? Now, a routine is a sequence of actions regularly followed. I truly believe a routine will set the foundation for success, whether that's business, work or fitness related goals. Whether you're in a fitness related goal right now, you're in a fat loss phase, you wanted to drop maybe 10, 15, 20 kg, you're realistically going to need a routine in order to make sure that you can tick off your cardio throughout the day, that you can adhere to your meals, that you can still get your weight session done, you can still get your steps done, while also managing work, family life, etc. And then coming on to work as well, if you're currently in a job in which you really enjoy and you're wanting to get a promotion in that job, and you're wanting to ensure that you set your work day up for success where you can be as productive as what you possibly can be, in order to work hard at your job, progress in your job, get some studying in around that as well if you need to do that for the promotion or whatever it is, while again also managing everything else that's going on in life. Or whether it's business related and you're trying to scale your business right now, you're trying to take your passion project full time, you realistically do need a very effective morning routine in order to achieve ultimate productivity and performance throughout your day. So again, having an effective routine which is conducive towards you will allow for ultimate performance day to day when achieving the goals in which you have set out to achieve. Now, I write conducive to you in bold because fuck your self-improvement routine. Like I said, your routine has to be conducive to you. There is no good searching on YouTube morning routine that made me a millionaire, morning routine that helped me scale my business, morning routine that got me a six-pack, whatever it is, right? You see a lot of them scattered across YouTube, but what works for someone else may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for someone else. So there's no good getting up, trying to get sunlight exposure first thing to increase that mood, energy, productivity throughout the day, listening to a motivational speech to really ramp up that motivation, reading to switch your brain on, saying your affirmations, doing a cold plunge, diving headfirst into the cold plunge first thing, doing some meditation, or stepping out onto your balcony and screaming into thin air like a lot of them self-help coaches recommend, right? That's what they tell you to do. It's meant to make you feel empowered. Well, there's no good doing any of that shit if it's actually going to take away valuable time from doing the work which is important and which is going to be high leverage to you. So do not copy anyone else's morning routine. It has to be something that is conducive towards you and that is going to be effective for you. But why can a morning routine be useful? First and foremost, what I like about them, it saves from decision fatigue, right? And that is a routine in general. So whether you get up and you go for a jog first thing, or whether you have your routine set out, again, it takes away from the decision of what you are going to do throughout that morning. So going back to, right, okay, if you do a jog first thing, setting your clothes out the night before, so that way you wake up, you have your clothes set out, you get dressed straight away, go on your jog, you've already ticked off your workout for the day, and then therefore you have the rest of your morning in order to do other things in which you need to tick off and get done. Or whether you're in a fitness related goal right now, you have a meal plan, but you're extremely busy throughout your day, so you're realistically unable to cook. Or whether you're trying to macro track for that and you're there thinking, you know what am I going to have for lunch today? Oh, you know what am I going to have for dinner today? Or you go into Tesco to grab your meal deal, whatever it may be, and you're stood there staring at all the sandwiches for around about 5 to 10 minutes. What do I fancy? Well, by just having your meals prepped from the night before that you're going to have throughout your day, it takes away that decision fatigue, right? So you can actually focus your mind on what's important. And again, having that morning routine, having that schedule there, it takes away from, right, okay, I'm up, I'm out of bed, but my brain's not quite switched on yet, I'm not quite focused. So, all right, what am I going to do? Do I go downstairs? Do I pour my cereal? Do I make my coffee? Realistically, I wouldn't recommend any of that, to be honest. I wouldn't recommend you have cereal first thing. I wouldn't really recommend you have a coffee either. I would recommend you wake and hydrate first, try to get a bit of sunlight exposure. But again, you get the point I'm making. It takes away that decision fatigue if you just know what you are already doing. A routine, I truly believe, will become autonomous after around about 3 weeks. So if you get into a solid morning routine which is effective towards you and your goal, and you practice on building them new habits throughout your morning routine, whether that may be up and doing your steps first thing, or doing cardio, or waking and hydrating with your electrolytes in order to hydrate and improve your cognitive function throughout the rest of the day, whether that may be doing 10 pages of reading or doing some meditation, or whether that's watching a motivational YouTube video, if that really ramps up your motivation and that works for you, or whether it's listening to a podcast or anything like that, right? If you really do nail it down and you really do put the effort in making it work for around about 3 weeks, it will eventually become second nature. So how to build your routine. So like I said, the routine must have a purpose towards you and your goal. Say you have a fitness related goal right now and you're wanting to build muscle, then does it really make sense to have your workout throughout your morning routine, whether you wake up and train first thing? It might be the only time in which you can fit it in across your day, then yeah, okay, then fair enough, you may have to do that. But if you're able to train in the evening, you're actually able to get more meals in you throughout the day prior in order to help boost your performance and really drive your performance and get the absolute most out of your session, then that's probably what's going to be, you know, more effective for you, rather than getting up first thing, maybe training, not being able to get enough meals in prior in order to really drive your performance, or even worse, training fasted to the point where your performance in the gym is not going to be effective in the slightest. Is that really going to be effective for you when your goal is to build as much muscle as what you possibly can? Probably not. Again, something to think about. Having a strong morning routine will set the stage for success across the rest of the day. So again, try to schedule in a morning routine in which is going to help you be more productive throughout the rest of your day. So again, you're going to take a look at my morning routine later, and I'm going to take you through that. And each and every part of my morning routine serves a purpose, and the purpose is helping me achieve ultimate performance throughout the rest of the day. And I'll break that down for you in the next slide. Again, a routine should always be person dependent based on your goal. So do not go ahead and copy out someone else's morning routine that you've seen on YouTube or that you've seen on Instagram, where they're diving headfirst into the cold plunge or anything like that. If that does not serve a purpose for you, if that doesn't serve a purpose for you, then do not do it. Just because it works for someone else, it may not work for you. Just because something works for you, it may not work for someone else. So again, just bear that in mind. It has to serve a purpose to you. And as well as that, a strong evening routine will help you unwind and get a good night's sleep so you can function properly the following day. If you've created your morning routine and you've decided now you want to get up at 4:30, 5 a.m, because then that way I can get more done throughout my morning, and then I have more time in order to do my work throughout the rest of the day, whatever that may be, are you realistically going to be performing at your absolute best if you've only had 5 hours sleep the night before because you've still gone to bed at the same time? Absolutely not. If you're not even getting your 8-9 hours sleep, then you really need to assess your morning routine, the time in which you wake up, the time in which you go to bed. If you want to get up nice and early, because then, say for example, you get up and you're super productive first thing, that's the time in which you're most energized, focused and driven, and that is when you get your most important tasks ticked off for that day. Then again, make sure that you're going to bed a little bit earlier. Make sure you're still getting your 8 to 9 hours, so that way you can actually perform better throughout your morning. Because if you're realistically only getting 5 hours sleep and you're not recovered from the day before, then are you actually going to be performing as productively as what you could be? Absolutely not. So an example of my morning routine, and again, this is my morning routine. It works for me, it may not work for you, right? Each and every part of my morning routine here serves a purpose towards me and my goal. So I'm in bed by, well, I say I'm in bed by 10 a.m. I'm not. I'm in bed realistically by 9 or 9:30 p.m. because then I fall asleep at 10. So I'm making sure that I get my 8 hours of sleep in. So I wake up at 6 a.m. I wake up, hydrate first thing with my electrolytes, right? Just in order to hydrate, get my mineral and sodium balance in check, improve my cognitive function throughout that morning. So that is what I do. I'm at the gym usually by around about 6:30 to 6:45 a.m. depending on the traffic and whatnot. That all depends on what time I get to the gym. So when I head to the gym, I do my fasted cardio. Again, with my fasted cardio, the purpose for that is not only am I in a fat loss phase right now, and cardio is going to help me be further into a deficit and help me obviously drive fat loss, but as well as that, I hate doing my cardio. Now you're probably thinking, well, why are you doing your cardio then first thing? Well, it ticks it off, so that way I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. And as well as that, doing something like cardio or steps first thing, it actually has been scientifically proven to trick your brain into being more productive. So that way I am then more switched on, I'm more focused, and I work better throughout the remainder of my day. And again, doing something I hate, similar to, and again, you'll see this throughout the rest of my morning routine, doing something that I hate, going back to my previous video in which I've done around how to get more work done, working without the motivation, doing the things in which you hate, again, your anterior mid-cingulate cortex, that grows, increasing your overall willpower. So the rest of the battles throughout the rest of the day, whether I get to my laptop and I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell, I really don't want to edit this YouTube video today, I really can't be asked to do check-ins, whatever it may be, the rest of the battles throughout the remainder of the day become easier when I do something in which I hate first thing. For you, that may be cardio, for you, that may be a cold plunge, a cold shower, whatever it may be, right? But for me, doing something in which I absolutely hate first thing, because I've won that battle in my head, the rest of the battles become easier throughout the rest of the day. After my fasted cardio, I may do some abdominals or some mobility work. If it's a rest day, if it's a training day, I'll usually just throw that onto my session. So I'm at home, depending on whether I do that, at around about 7:30 to 7:45 a.m. I'm home and I prep meal one. By 8 a.m. I'm sat down with meal one and I watch something educational on YouTube, something motivational, maybe something fitness related, something self-help, self-improvement, anything like that. I'll watch something in which I can actually learn from and take value from. Not only that, it really does kind of give me a kick up the arse and increase that motivation for me, so that way I'm a little bit more motivated and I'm ready to execute going into that first work block of the day. It takes me around about half an hour to eat that meal, so then after that I put my plate to one side and I'm on to reading. I read 10 to 20 pages depending on whether I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, but I'll do some reading first thing. Right now I'm reading, or I'm coming right to the end actually, of The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Now you would have seen this book in previous videos of mine. I'm literally coming right towards the end of it. Quite a funny story with that book actually. I started reading it in Marbella, so for those of you that have been following me a little while, you're probably thinking, fucking hell Finn, you've taken a little while to get through that book. Well, I got into a solid routine in Marbella of reading. I was around about halfway through that book, and then I got back to the UK, completely fell out of reading. I just did not pick up a book for a good few weeks, to be fair. So when I got back into reading again, I wanted to finish that book, but I didn't just pick up from where I left off. I did read from the start again, because again, I wanted to take in that whole book across the course of a few weeks. So yeah, I'm back into reading that. Highly recommend that read. But again, I'm reading something that is self-help, motivational, something in which I'm actually going to learn from and take value from. I'm not reading Harry Potter, for example. Seen all the movies, absolutely brilliant, not read a single one of the books. Why? Because it's not going to serve a purpose towards me. So again, that book does. Even the 10 pages of reading, I do it because it helps me switch on my mind prior to going into that first work block of the day, but I also read something in which I can learn from and take value from. That is followed by meditation, only around about 5 minutes of meditation. Now this is very new to my morning routine. I'm not even really sure if it serves the purpose yet. I want to give it a go to see if it does really kind of help increase my energy, my mood and my productivity for the rest of the day. Again, it's very new. It's been in my routine now for around about 2 weeks. I'll keep it in for the following few weeks, and I'll see if it really serves the purpose, and then I'll update you guys on that. But right now, I'm actually enjoying it. I'm finding that it does really increase my energy, my mood and my productivity throughout the remainder of my day. So for now, it's going to stay, but I'll reassess that in a few weeks and see whether it does serve the purpose. But right now, as of the time of recording this video, that is what I do. Straight after that, 9 AM, I'm in the cold shower. Again, something that I absolutely hate, but something that really ramps up my motivation, increases my willpower, and really helps actually improve my mood throughout the rest of the day as well. I absolutely hate it when I go into the cold shower. Really fucking hate it. But when I come out of it, I feel absolutely amazing. And then I get ready after that, and I'm at my desk at 9:30 AM for the first work block of the day. Reason I'm at my desk at 9:30 AM is because through the late hours of the morning, early hours of the evening is when I tend to be more productive. So that's when I do my most important tasks, and I get my most important tasks of the day ticked off. So as you can see, each and every section of this morning routine serves a purpose in helping me achieve ultimate performance, even at the time in which I'm at my desk, because that's when I know I'm gonna perform at my best. So that's when I get my most important tasks done. So for example, it'll be either check-ins first thing. If it's a day in which I'm not doing check-ins, it'll be content creating or editing a video where I'm more productive, I'm more creative, I'm able to put more energy into my work. As you can see, everything here serves a purpose, and it helps me achieve ultimate performance. So, assessing your current routine when building your routine. So, are there any activities that you're doing in the morning which are taking up too much of your time? So, do you want to create a morning routine? You may look at my morning routine and be like, wow, Finn, like, how on earth do you manage to fit all that in? Like, seems like quite a lot to fit in within that space of time. But I'm not getting up, going on my phone and death scrolling first thing for around about an hour. Boom, I've lost an hour of the day. What could I have been doing within that time? Well, doing my fasted cardio, doing my abs. You see what I mean, right? If you're wanting to get up and go for a jog first thing prior to having to head off to work, but you feel like you don't have the time, but actually, as a matter of fact, you're getting up and you're death scrolling on Instagram, TikTok or YouTube first thing, or you get up straight away and you're sat on the sofa watching Netflix with your coffee or whatever it may be, again, you're just wasting fucking time. Is that going to be, ask yourself, is death scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, is watching shit on Netflix or whatever it may be, is that actually really serving a purpose and actually going to be effective for you? Is that going to help you achieve ultimate performance throughout the rest of the day? Absolutely fucking not. So again, why are you doing it? Ask yourself why. Assess your schedule, your current morning routine, and see whether there's things in which you're doing throughout your morning which are just not serving you a purpose in the slightest. Again, eliminating distractions when in focused periods. So are there times throughout your morning in which you're a little bit more focused, or you could, you know, tick something off or get something done, which is going to make the remainder of your day easier, yet you're just death scrolling or whatever it may be, right? Do you have any habits or behaviors which are unproductive? Again, I go back to scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, etc. But that's what majority of people are doing when they wake up first thing. I promise you now, actually reflect on your morning routine. Just write down each and everything in which you do throughout your morning. I guarantee a lot of the time you're constantly checking your phone, whether you're replying to friends, again, scrolling, watching a pointless fucking YouTube video, whatever it may be. I guarantee majority of you are doing that throughout your morning a little bit too much. So again, going back to my morning routine, the only time in which I check my phone in the morning, or I even look at my phone in the morning, I say check my phone, that's the wrong word. The only time in which I look at my phone in the morning is when I wake up, because I need to turn off my alarm. Again, when I'm driving to the gym, I'll turn on an Audible, or I'll turn on a podcast in my car. When I'm at the gym, I'll turn on a podcast or an Audible while I'm doing my fasted cardio. But when I'm watching something educational on YouTube, my phone is nowhere in sight. When I'm doing my 10 pages of reading, my phone is nowhere in sight. When I do my meditation, I need my phone because I use a meditation app on my phone. But you get the point I'm making there, right? If I do check my phone in the morning, I'm not waking up first thing and scrolling through TikTok and Instagram. When I'm at the gym doing my fasted cardio, I'm not on WhatsApp replying to clients. I'm simply just trying to take in information from an Audible or a podcast, whatever it may be. I'm pretty much off my phone for the first few hours of the day. And then prior to going into that first work block, I'll get on my phone, I'll reply to any clients from the evening before, and then I'll get straight into check-ins. But you see the point I'm making there, right? I'm not wasting any time throughout my morning routine. I'm doing everything I can within that short period of time in order to help me achieve ultimate performance throughout the rest of the day. And that's realistically what it is all about. So anyway, that is everything from me. Thank you for listening. Any questions around this at all, please do let me know, leave a comment. But that is everything for now, and I will see you in the next video. So like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And if you have not gone all in yet, then this is your sign to do so. Take care. God bless.